Hello, my YouTube family. Welcome back to Soul Talk with Cash. We are a family, as you know, that takes control of our thoughts and we modify our thoughts to make lasting positive impacts on our relationships. Today, I'll be sharing with you one problem-solving technique that you probably never thought about incorporating in your relationship when you're having conflicts or when you're dealing with conflicts. And I'll be sharing with you the process of this technique. When there is clearer understanding of a process, it makes implementation easier. And this process is none other than the root cause analysis. That may sound a bit technical, but I'm going to simplify it for you in today's video, and you can see how practical it is when you're applying it to your own conflicts. In a previous video, I introduced getting to the bottom of a situation or getting to the root of a matter. To get the most effective solution to any problem and to make implementation almost seamless, it is beneficial to understand this process that I'll be sharing with you today. In another video you can look out for, I'll be sharing a particular tool in this technique that you can use to solve problems when you have one. So let's get to the meat of this video. How does this process work? The root cause analysis. What is it? The simplest way I can put it is coming up with factors that are the main contributors to why you're having a problem. And that is termed as the root cause analysis, getting to the bottom of a situation. And in order for you to have an effective technique, an effective solution in resolving conflicts, you need to know what are the main causes or the main cause of the conflict that you are having. So I've already defined what that analysis is. And while you can do it by yourself, it is best when you get feedback from your partner or when both of you are involved in this process, because you do not want to have different inputs coming from your own assumptions of what you think the problem is. You want to get the input, the involvement of your partner when you are seeking to solve a problem that exists between both of you. So direct feedback is particularly important when there are more individuals brainstorming, contributing, giving suggestions about what may be causing the problem. And so this process involves 5 steps. The first step is to define the problem. When defining the problem, you must be clear and specific in stating the problem. For example, here's a scenario that I'll be using throughout explaining these 5 steps for you. So the scenario is your partner is usually late for leaving the house, which results in both of you being late for appointments. Your problem statement would be something like this. Whenever we're leaving the house for an appointment, we're often late. When I'm late, I feel disappointed. I feel as if I've wasted someone's time. I feel irresponsible for being late. Now, whenever that is shared, you're not going to be having arguments about this problem. But remember that you are mainly trying to determine what the solutions are, coming up with solutions. So the main reason for discussing problems are to determine solutions and to implement those solutions. And this process that I'm sharing will set the foundation about how to approach root cause analysis. The first step is defining the problem. The second step is to collect sufficient information, and this is the information gathering process. When you're doing this step, you have to remain open-minded. You cannot be biased and putting in only what you feel may be the factors. Using the same scenario, what information may be provided? what's the level of preparedness for both partners when getting ready? Secondly, are the necessary plans in place to cover what must be done before you leave? Thirdly, is sufficient time being allocated for the different activities that need to be done? The next consideration would be if potential congestion on the road while you're traveling considered, and if that time is factored into this whole time to leave the house, time to get to the appointment. So those are some of the factors that may be considered. Also, what your partner's attitude is to being on time. And if you offered assistance, would that contribute to making both of you earlier? So when you look at that, you're not looking at your partner only, but you're also looking at yourself to see if both of you are good managers of self in how you approach time. So that's the scenario. Those are some of the information that can be gathered in this information collecting step. And the third step would be determining the causative factors. What are those factors that are contributing to you being late for your appointment? And this information gathering would have contributed to this third step. So from that, you can determine that sufficient time is not being given to those must-do tasks. It could be that there is lack of preparedness where persons did not put the things together ahead of time or the night before or the day before and make sufficient plans so that in the morning when you're getting ready or in that day when you need to get ready, those things are not hindering that process for you. As well as the causative factor may be poor management of self as it relates to time. So now that you have gone through defining what the problem is, you have gone through collecting the necessary information, and you now determined the causative factors, the fourth step in this process is determining the root cause. Remember, I said before that the root cause is the main contributing factor for this problem. This is what you want to know. This is what you want to find out. When you know what this is, then you are able to implement your solution to get to the bottom of the problem, and you're able to implement more effective solutions in your problem solving. And so determining the root cause. So if we use this same scenario, remembering that the problem that you're having is being late for appointments, and the root cause for this problem would be poor management of self as it relates to time. And this means that it's possible that your partner or yourself may not be allocating sufficient time for certain activities. Having determined what this root cause is, right? How will that now be solved? How will you find the solution to achieve the desired outcome that you need? And I particularly am not using time management. We know time is constant, so everybody has the same amount of time, and it's just how they operate, how they manage themselves, how they approach time, how they utilize time, that makes a difference between anybody. Because everyone has the same level of time, I'm not really going to use as time management, but then I am using instead, or choosing to use, how you manage self as you approach time. This now takes us to the fifth step, and this is implementing solutions, coming up with solution to this root cause. This main cause is poor management of self as it relates to time. How are you going to solve that? Well, you have to decide on solutions that both of you will commit to doing. And even if your partner doesn't participate, you can adjust yourself and see how that approach works and offer suggestions, and hopefully they'll come around because your partner wants to meet you halfway and your partner really wants you to be happy, so they are more likely to be willing to cooperate in this problem solving. Some of these tools may be setting reminders for specific activities and getting them done in specified times, giving each activity a time, and when that time has run out, then it's time to stop doing that particular activity and move on to the next activity. This is going to take some amount of discipline, because sometimes you may want to finish your task. There's some of us who are like me, want to finish something that I've started, but sometimes it's not always practical. Sometimes you have to leave something undone and allocate another time to get it done, especially when it's going to interfere with you leaving out at a specified time, and when you're going to end up being late, or the potential of you being late for an appointment. Give each task a time and work with that time as best as possible. Stop after that time has run out and move on to the next activity. Another solution could be setting reminders on your calendar to get certain things done. When you do that, then you'll have prompts and messages from your notification to remind you of certain activities that you need to do. Also, you can plan ahead. Think about all those things that needs to be done and start putting things in place to get those activities out of the way, so those do not interfere with your schedule on that given day. Additionally, it may require doing a course to help you manage yourself as it relates to time, because if you find that you're trying to solve this problem on your own and it's not working, you may need to get additional help. You may need to find a course that you can learn different strategies and different ways how you can help to manage self as it relates to time. And those are some of the things that will definitely help you on your journey in managing that. Now, I just shared a particular scenario with you. Every problem, dynamic, and they're unique. And you have to think about your specific situation and see what best would work for you. These processes, 5 steps in this technique that I've just shared with you, and the true learning is going to come with implementation. So don't just listen to this video, but go ahead and try this out with a particular situation. Try it out right now. Think about a particular problem that you have. Incorporate these 5 steps in that and see how it works for you, because learning takes place when there is a change of attitude, when there is a change of behavior. The best way to tell that you are learning about something is to share that with somebody in a seamless, effortless way. It shows that you would have understood what these processes are. You can share it with someone, and then that will determine how much you would have learned from this video. If you are uncertain and you want to be reminded about what those steps are, you can always come back to this video and as many times as you want, so you can get the different steps and put it into practice. Also, don't keep it to yourself. Make sure that you share it, this video, this link, with a friend, because this is really life-changing. Share it with a friend, and if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so right now. Give this video a like, turn on your notification bell, all notifications, so that next time I release a video, you will be the first to know. Until next time, I will see you in the next video.